So for the spike approach, we normally have about 3 to 4 steps. I'm going to show you what a 4-step approach looks like and how you can find that. So I'm a right-handed hitter. I'm going to start in this position here, okay, and then I'm going to have a little bit of a lean. All right, this is the first step in our 4-step spike approach, that lean, and we're gathering momentum. I'm leaning forward slightly to gather some momentum. We don't need to be excessive like this, right? But we're just taking a nice step to gather some speed, okay? Now after that step, we're gonna come here 1, 2, and then we're gonna have our left leg come forward, okay? And then from here, I'm putting my arms up slightly, all right? Now this is different for a lot of people. Some people, they bring them up and then they go down. Some people do more of like a butterfly. Now for the arms in this step, it's different for some people. Sometimes they come up here and then they swing back, and then sometimes people come around and down like that, okay? So it's going to depend on who you are. So we have our first step, our second step, arms come up, or we're getting ready to go around. And then we have our second to last step, that penultimate step, right? Where we're pushing into this step here. So my right leg is kicking out and we're getting lots of big power here in this position. Now we don't need to go super far, right? But we are getting some really good power in that step. We have our first step here where we're gathering some momentum, right? We have that step and then we go into our second and then we push off into that penultimate step, all right? Now that penultimate step, all right, we're gonna be on our heel and slightly off to the side, and we're gonna be dropping our hips, all right? So we're really pushing through, dropping our hips. We don't wanna be jumping up and then down into that last step, right? So we're pushing forward, and then we're bringing our last leg around. So that's the 4th step in the 4-step approach, all right? So we're gonna come here, 1, 2, 3, 4, all right? Now this step here is that block step, right? So we're breaking our horizontal momentum. We have it on a slight angle, all right? And my heel is slightly off the ground here, okay? So I'm coming up. As this leg hits the floor, I want my arms to be coming up, all right? And then from there, it's just going up. Now what a lot of you are doing is you have that hop in that second to last step, and then you're coming down, and then you're doing more or less like a standing jump, all right? So we want to be going more down, and then from here, it's just up. All right, so we're just exploding up as high as we can, being as explosive as we can. So the way that we're gonna find where we need to start our approach from, all right, is if we imagine this is the net, all right, and I'm on the left side, I'm going to stand about 3 to 4 feet away from the net, okay, and then this is where I'm going to be taking off from, okay? Now, if we know that, then what we're going to do is spin around away from the net, and then we're going to do our approach backwards, all right? So if you have that 4-step approach, then you're going to do your 4-step approach backwards in the direction where you're going to be coming from. If you're on the left side, it's going to be slightly outside the court, and then that's where you're going to be starting your approach. So mark that down. So if I know that that's where I want to start my approach from, now if I'm coming off of a pass, right, let's say the net is there, or my teammate is getting that pass, I'm going to open up, I'm going to get into that position, and now I'm in that starting position, all right? So wherever I marked it, that's where my left foot is going to land, and then I'm going to start into my 4-step approach. So I have that 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's how you can figure out where you need to start your approach, all right? If you want to do something like this, right, where you're coming off the approach and then you're just going like this and then going into your approach. So you're taking less steps out and then just going right into your 4-step approach. You're coming around and then going to your approach. Then you just need to mark it off a little bit differently. So for that, what you would do is start off about 3 to 4 feet away from the net again, and then you're just going to do your 3-step approach, all right? So from here, I'm going to go left, right, left, all right? And then from here, this is where I'm going to land on my right foot, okay? So if I got that mark down, right, I'm gonna do my pass, I'm gonna come out, and then boom, that's where I want that marker to be, and that's where my right foot should be at that point. And then from there, I just go into my approach.